Yo, 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 what it do? It's your boy Radamus up in the house here to give you some insight, some takes, some opinion about tonight's upcoming matchup between the San Diego Chargers and the Denver Broncos. The Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos should still be in San Diego, but when building a stadium, whatever, I will call them San Diego forever because LA fans are terrible. Anyway. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's see what we got here tonight. So, first up, we're going to touch up on my fantasy team so that we know in one league I'm down 35 points and I got Justin Herbert. So, Justin Herbert, I got you tonight, my dog. I need a big game from you, like 400 yards and 3 touchdowns or 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. 350 and 3 touchdowns, a little rushing yards. You know, I need you to step up, step your game up, bail me out, and so I can get a big win there tonight. In another league, I am up 13, and my opponent has Melvin Gordon. So, Melvin, I'm going to need you to stay out of the end zone. I'm going to need you to stay under 13 points. So, that is what I got to stay at stake here tonight in this game. But let's get down to the actual game, where we got Austin Ekeler and the fam going up against Russell Wilson and the struggling boys. And, you know, Denver probably be better on the road. It's almost like a home game because they finally not going to get booed. Let's talk about all that booing on their home field. Like, I understand. All they talked about all offseason, Russ is like, yo, this offense going to be awesome. Denver Broncos, let's ride. Let's go. Yeah, we talking about Russell Wilson, though. Like, you know, the whole thing, let Russ cook. He cooked for like 10 games and then fell flat on his face after that. He ain't been good in a year and a half. Like, I'm saying, like, Russell is the man. I love Russell. And Russell has a ring. It should have 2 of them. But what did he do? He made the mistake on the 1-yard line. That's a whole nother can of worms. But I'm saying, like, it takes time to develop these things. I look at those, and those receivers and Russell just ain't on the same page. Russ ain't doing his reads right. Some of the guys probably ain't running their routes right. Nathaniel Hackett learning how to be a head coach. Some of them just come in and boom, they're good right out of the gate. He is obviously on this learning curve type situation, but I'm telling you, I've been a fan of some really bad teams over the years, right? As you all know, I'm ride or die Mike Vick. So I followed Vick from the Falcons to the Eagles to the Jets and the Steelers. And that Jets year in particular was really hard because we were terrible that year, and I would never have considered booing my boy on his home field. Like, I understand it's how you show your frustration. You show you're not happy about it. You say, I don't want to spend my money to go watch this garbage on TV. I understand. I want, or to, you know, pay money to go watch this live in person. I wouldn't want to pay for it either. Who wants to pay for any of those games? Drive a bazillion miles to go pay $40 for a freaking hot dog and burger and a beer or whatever, you know, like, who wants to do that? You run in all these people and you got Jack Wagon over here talking to you like you don't know what's happening and taking up half your seat, and you got, like, that sounds terrible, but anyways, why would you want to do that anyway? But I'm saying, I watch, it's like, you think Russ and them ain't trying? They out there busting their butt for your team and you booing them off the field. To me, that's super embarrassing. I watch and I say, man, that's embarrassing. I'm a ride or die Nebraska Cornhusker fan, and it has been a brutal struggle for the most part over the last 20 years. And not once have I ever considered booing my team on their home field. That ain't a home field. You gotta have your boys back. You gotta shut up when their offense not go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Count down the play clock like they remedial and like they don't know what the time is. Yeah, they got a couple delay of games. Comes some slack. They can't communicate. They can't hide the ball. Shut up. Stop booing. That booing is despicable to me. It's embarrassing. But I'm also big on, you paid your money. You can do whatever you want. I just think it looks foolish. That's not a home field advantage. Once you start doing that, the other team says, look at that. We've got them. Their home crowd don't even believe in them no more. We are going to take them down. Your duty as a fan, if you're really there ride or die for them, is to build your team up. Right? I look at it as a family member. I'm never going to boo Michael Vick or the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Those are my boys. I got your back. I'm going to build you up. Imagine if you missed a shot in basketball and your dad's like, yo, you worthless piece of junk. Boo, get off of the court. No, he's supposed to build you back up. I watched the Kobe quote just the other day. He's like, I'm 10 or 11 the whole summer league. 10, 11 years old, the whole summer league. He doesn't score a point. And his dad said, hey, it doesn't matter if you score 0 or 60. I'm still going to love you. He's like, I took all the pressure off. And then made me have to build because I am good no matter. He gave me permission to fail. But he's like, screw that. I'm scoring 60. And it motivated him to get better. And then Kobe became Kobe. When you booing your boys, they still just human. You getting in their head. You ain't helping them. You're supposed to build them up. Why do you think they build up Seattle so much as the 12th man? Because they ain't doing that crap to their team. I don't know, man. Like, it's just why I watched the Kansas City game yesterday. You know what they doing? They booing the refs when they make a bad call. They got their team's back. They there to pick them up and build them up, not boo them off the court. Anyways, that booing stuff just, oh, man, it just rubbed me wrong because this is week 6. I've seen it like every game. They booed them when they were playing Houston. They booed them when they played, Indianapolis. They booed them when they played the Raiders. Like, they just boot it's like every week and not some of the weeks. And yeah, the offenses look really bad. But sometimes it's like they boot them in the Houston games. Like, y'all are winning. Y'all just forced them to 4th down. It's like 13-9. You're about to get the ball back. What do you boo? What do you want? You can't win. Like, spoiled. As a member of the Huskers who have watched this franchise act pretty spoiled over the last 20 years when we fired Frank Solich after a 10-win season and we just went to the national title game before and we starting over with a new regime. Spoiled. So I know some things about spoiled teams because I've been a member of one. Nebraska has been a little spoiled over the last 20, back then we won 3 championships in the 90s. It's like, you can't fire Frank Solich after we were just in the national title game in 2001 and then fire him a couple of years later. We just won 10 games. You can't win the national title every year. Denver, you got 3 rings. You're one of the classes up there. You are up there on Super Bowl appearances almost as much as freaking New England, who's been there like freaking 10, 11 times. Like, you can't win it every year. Give it time. Russell Wilson is on his first year. They're 5 games deep. They weren't bored with chemistry. Anyway, I digress. That turned into a whole Denver bet. But y'all know me. The villains in the NFL, to me, it's the Denver Broncos. You know what makes sports fun? As much as it is sweet to watch your team win, right? Whether it's the Atlanta Falcons or Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs or Matty Ice in the Indianapolis Colts or any of my Mike Vick teams, the 2000 Ravens, I'm a unique fan. But as much as it is fun to watch your team win, it's also just important to watch that team that you hate lose, right? Mine is the Denver Broncos. I just hate them. It runs deep. We'll do a whole video on that one time. But tonight is the Chargers-Broncos game. And I am here to make a Tetradamus guarantee that the Chargers are going to wax that butt here tonight. The Chargers are going to lay it into Denver. Like I said, I think Denver's better not being at home because now they ain't going to get booed. Maybe they can actually focus on the game plan. But the Chargers got Herbert and Eckler and that even with Joey Boats out, you got Khalil Mack on that defense. That defense needs to step up. I've been very disappointed from what I thought that defense would be. And it's a big part because Joey Bosa got injured right away. But I'm here to make a prediction. I didn't plan this, but right off the top of my head, I'm going final score is 35-20. Chargers pounce and trounce and destroy the Denver Broncos tonight. Let's go Chargers. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger used to say all the time. They play over the loudspeaker. Let's go Chargers. So y'all know I'm rooting for Herbert. Screw Melvin Gordon. Just sitting on the bench tonight. Let Mike Boone play all day. That's what we all want. So I ended up getting stuck on that booing thing. It rubbed me the wrong way. And you can feel a different way. Don't come over here and fight me, Denver fans. Boom, boom. This is just an opinion, baby. I'm an opinionated man. Y'all got opinions. That booing stuff drives me absolutely bonkers. I watched y'all boo Peyton Manning off the field in the middle of a playoff game against the Indianapolis Colts after he broke all the... I don't know. I digress. Anyway, that booing stuff really bugs me. It bugs me when Philly does it too. It bugs me when the New York crowd does it. It's not just Denver, but for some reason, because Denver is my villain, it just makes my skin crawl when I see it. Maybe just because I would never, ever, ever do that. in a million years. I've been super frustrated with my teams over the years, especially the Huskers, and I ain't never once considered booing the Huskers, especially while I'm a home crowd member there and you're supposed to, like, be a home field advantage. Anyway, I digress. Let's go, Chargers. It's your boy, Chetradamus, here representing that Khalil Herbert, Justin Herbert jersey here tonight. Let's go, Chargers. I'm depending on y'all. Wax them donkeys here today. Let's go. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy here to entertain. Say, praise Jesus. Hallelujah. He is my mighty King. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Let's get down to some sports tonight. Let's go, Chargers. Beat them Broncos. Chilly out.